Hey, good morning, Team Impact. Going to be doing the last lesson of the unit, of Unit 6, and it's actually handout 6. So we're going to be creating some figures on the coordinate plane, um, finding perimeter. I think we may even be finding area, which is good. We're looking at a test on Friday for Unit 6. So keep that in the back of your mind. We will review as we have done yesterday and in previous days. So, anyway, let's get started here. Geometric figures can be formed using line segments. Line segments and endpoints. And endpoints. Okay. So a line segment, by definition, all right, is the part of a line that connects two points. It can be measured. So we're just going to say connects two points. All right, and it can be measured. So a line segment looks like this. Okay. Now the line segment has endpoints, and I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, and those are the endpoints. So the endpoints, all right, the points that mark the end of the line segment. So they mark the end of the line segment. Okay, I'm going to abbreviate that because of space. So I can measure from here to here. That's what's important about a line segment, because a line we cannot measure. It goes on forever. That's why it has arrows. Letter A. Draw a line segment that extends 6 units from point A. Okay, well, there's going to be 4 options here because we can go in 4 different ways, right? So 6 units, we're at 3, right? So I'm going to go over to 3, right to there. Okay, I'm just going to draw that there. Right? 6 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I'm at 2, okay, and I add 6 to it, I'm going to get to 8. So I'm going to take it up to here. There's an option. If I'm at 3, negative 3, all right, and I add a negative 6 to it, I'm going to go to negative 9. So there we are. And then if we go down, 2 different quadrants, right? So if I want to get 6 units, I'm going to add 2 and 4 to get 6. So just a little bit of adding some integers there. We haven't really talked about that yet. Okay. All right. So is it possible there's another line segment that also extends 6 units from line A? Sure, we just proved it. We can go in all directions. Now, some would say, can we go diagonally? No, it has to be parallel to the x or parallel to the y-axis. And remember, this is x and this is y, okay? So yes, and we just proved that. We'll just write yes on that. All right, so now we're going to determine the 4 endpoints, okay? So this first endpoint, okay, since that's A, well, we might as well get a letter. Let's call it B, right? So B is going to be 3 and 2. Okay? Well, let's call this C. C is going to be negative 3 and 8. Negative 3 and 8. We'll call this letter D, and D is going to be negative 9 and 2. And A, B, C, D, E. Let's call that E. E is going to be negative 3 and negative 4. And there you have it. Okay. So when we look at all of these different scenarios, all right, we could see that. All right. Let's move on to number 2. Complete the table and sketch the figures on the coordinate plane. Okay. Well, letter A. They gave us letter A, and they said the side length is 3 by 3. Okay. Well, I'm actually going to jump to area because if it's a square, it's a side squared or base times height. So 3 times 3 is 9. Now, to get perimeter, okay, we have to add up all the sides. And this is going to be a little bit different, but 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 12. Now, how do we label this? We're going to label this units, and area would be units squared. I'm going to abbreviate that, okay? So this tells me there's 9 blocks inside of it. This tells me there's 12 blocks around it. Letter B, okay? And I can do this anywhere, all right? So letter B is going to be 18 units. So I know my side lengths should be, what are factors of 18? Well, it could be 2 and 9, all right? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back here. We need a perimeter of 18. I apologize. So our perimeter is going to be 18. So I need to have what? I don't know. Well, what are some things? Let's see here. 4, 4, 4, and 4. All right, would that be 18? No. So we need to figure this out. How can we get a perimeter of 18, okay, and an area, all right, that's comparable? Well, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make this 2 because 2 is a nice number to work with. So if this is 2, this side's going to be 2. So that's 4. So 18 minus 4 is 14. So that tells me that this side has to be 7. So, all right, I'm going to take that right to 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that has to be 7. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so this is 2, that's 2, that's 7, that's 7. Add them up. We get a perimeter of 18. And 2 times 7 is 14 units squared. Okay. So you have to kind of go with trial and error there. All right. Let's go to letter C. Letter C is, well, we know we need an area of 30. When they're given the area, it's a little bit easier. So I'm going to just go with 5 and 6. 5 times 6 is 30. Oh, I forgot to put a letter B in there, didn't I? Okay, so let's come down here, all right, and let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 6. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's take that over and down. So this is our figure for letter C, and it's what? 5 by 6. Okay, and actually I have those numbers backwards, don't I? Let me flip those around for us because this is the 5 side. This is the 6 side. 5 times 6 is 30. If we add all of these sides up, here's 10, here's 12. 10 plus 12 is 22, okay, units. And I'm just going to abbreviate that. All right? Okay. Let's go into quadrant 3 and let's make a letter D. Letter D is going to be 2 by 5. There's 2, there's 4, there's 5. And there you have it. And here's letter D. So if this is 2 and this is 5, that's 5 and that's 2. Okay? 2 times 5, the area is going to be 10 units square. And if we add up all the sides, here's 10, and 4 is 14 units. 14 units, okay? And then finally, we go to letter E. Okay, so we need 4 numbers when added together to give us 16. Oh, what's 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 4 is 16. So it looks like it's going to be a square, and the side lengths are going to be 4. So let's just come up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over 4, 2 and 4, and down. And there they are. So this is letter E. The side lengths are 4 and 4. That gives us a perimeter. I proved out of 16, and 4 times 4 is 16 units square. Okay. So working from that table, we can work forward or we can work backwards to figure things out. And it just takes a little bit of time. Okay, so if you need to pause the video there to get caught up, go ahead. I'm going to flip the page and continue on though. Okay. All right, so we have a bigger quadrant here, and it looks like we have something that, all right, we have to build here. So we need, all right, to read the directions here. Use any rectangle or triangular shape to create a picture of your choice. Your picture must meet at least 3 of these. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this here. Number 1, we need an area of more than 250 or 250. So we could go, for it to be 250, it could be what? 25 times 10. Okay. All right. This also needs to be reflected over the x-axis. Okay. And then 2 points are away, 2 points that are 12 units away from each other in the vertical direction. Ooh, 12 units away. All right. At least 1 point, all right, in each of the 4 quadrants. Okay. At least 1 point in each of the 4. So I'm not going to worry about this one. I'm going to try and do this one and this one. And I think what they want is after we reflect it, it's going to be in all 4 quadrants. So let's get started here. I know my side lengths, and look at our interval now. It's changed. It's 2. Okay. So, all right, I need to get this to be in these 2 quadrants. Okay, so it's going to be 25 long. So let's start here. Okay, and I'm going to put a little dot to start there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25. Okay, and then it needs to be 10 high, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Remember, that's in between 16 and 17. 10 high is there. All right, and let's make some plots here, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and do this. And you know what? I'm going to switch to red so you can see it a little better. Here, 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 and here. Excellent. And I'm going to call this letter A, B, C, and D. So it's 25 by 10, 250 units. I have, all right, I have at least 1 point in 2 of the quadrants. When I reflect it over the x-axis, all right, it's going to have the other 2 quadrants. So let's go ahead down here. All right, so, I don't have the ordered pair, so I'm just going to count. So this is 1 up, this is 1 down. We're going to call that A prime. This is 1 up from X, this is 1 down from X. Let's call that B prime. This is on the positive 12, so I'm going to come down to the negative 12 and call that C prime. This is, all right, on the 12 and the 17. We'll come down here to the 12 and the 17, which is right there. Let's call that D prime. And let's connect those dots, okay? So we have a nice figure that we've fulfilled. Now, your figure could be different if you chose to go a different route, but I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible for myself right now. Okay. All right. So now I have a total area of 250 because it's 25 by 10. I have a shape reflected over the x-axis, and then I have at least 1 point in each of the 4 quadrants. So I have fulfilled all the requirements. I didn't use this because I already made up my sides of 25 and 10, right? I could have done it a little bit differently, and that's not a problem. All right. So I hope that made sense to you. Let's continue on and look at the homework. So the homework is here. Please complete 1 through 5. Con is due Friday, and we're going to have a test Friday over Unit 6. Okay, guys, have a good day.